What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. Alex has the day off today, so I'm doing this all by myself once again. Alex will be back Friday. So how many of you enjoyed that Candace Owens Mouthful of Marbles episode? I don't know what I watched there. I turned it off after about 10 minutes. But she opened up with Shabbat Shalom. If that wasn't a telling sign in itself. You know, folks, these people have a way of getting to you. This is how they do it. And the bravery, the yap, the barking, all bark, no bite. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. I don't know what happened in those 4 hours, but I don't think any of us will ever know. And I guess we could just put it to rest now. I would imagine she's going to lose a lot of her base because of that. That was word salad, mouthful of marbles. I don't know what it was. And I'm not going to down Candace. I think she went in with the right intentions, but I think they scared the shit out of her or they got something or whatever. I don't know, but they have a way. And the whole Shabbat Shalom thing in the beginning was like, this is who I serve. Yes, I turn to the dark side. You don't have to worry about that on Nino's Corner.tv, folks. Folks, hit the notification button. Hit the notification button. Also, Venmo, 𝗬𝗏𝗏1977. I answer a lot of questions on there. If you appreciate me, I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for any token, any little gift on Venmo. I love it. Thank you. It helps me a lot. My book, When the Lights Go Out, is still up on Amazon right now. Leave an honest review. My mama's book, When the Mexican Mix, is also on there. It's a great Christmas gift to read about a really fucked up family. No, just kidding. I will say that this, everything that's been happening with my family during this tumultuous time has really caused a lot of friction within our family. It's been really tough. Having two sick parents is not easy. Not easy. Folks, Ringside with Nino. All annuals on Nino's Corner.tv is 50% off. Get over there. I'm doing it through the holidays. It's a limited time only. I could pull the plug any moment. Ringside with Nino is going to be the 23rd. I think that's Tuesday, 5 p.m. And then 𝗬𝗏 General in the General's tent, 5 p.m. the 26th. And then, like I said, 50% off everything. X is Nino Boxer, patriotwear.com, folks. And folks, get your trim. Start getting skinny. We've all seen the headlines that talk about Ozempic and similar miracle weight loss shots. But what most people don't realize is this. A major analysis just found out that people who stop taking these weight loss injections gain nearly all their weight back within a year. That's the catch. These drugs only work while you're on them. They're expensive, and the moment you stop, your body fights back. This is why I like BioTrust GLP-1 Elevate, and everyone is obsessed with the weight management results I've seen with it. It helps my body naturally trigger the same hunger-controlling, craving-reducing signals that Ozempic would, but without needles, prescriptions, or the scary side effects. And there are some scary fucking side effects to this thing. It also promotes safety and fullness. Reduces the hormone, supports fat loss instead of muscle loss, and helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels. For a limited time, you can grab a bag of BioTrust GLP-1 Elevate for 40% off at Trim with Nino, baby. Plus, you'll also receive a 60-day satisfaction guarantee and free express shipping on subscriptions. Once again, that's Trim with Nino. Get over there, get started. You know, I really appreciate you all that stick with me through my little ads. It helps put food on the table. It's what I got to do. I'm doing this full time now. So if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably still be in the boxing sphere, probably commentating on television. I had a pretty promising future going into commentating. I was starting to get a lot more calls for, just to commentate on television for bare knuckle fighting, for, I still might do it. Would y'all like to see me commentate on TV? Maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I'll call the promoters and see if they want my ugly mug on there. I don't wear a cap when I'm on television. Believe me, I dress up in a suit. Nino likes to dress up in a suit. It becomes Sancho. Oh, boy. Nino's Corner.tv. 𝗬𝗏 is up there right now talking about Tina Peters. It's about a little over 40-something minutes. JJ Carroll's up there right now. Gene Decode's coming on. Gene Decode, I did 2 parts with him, and it's my fault. I messed up. I hit fucking the stop record button in the middle of our segment, so it's 2 segments. Gene Decode. Stuart Swerdlow's coming on today. And look, folks, everything he's been saying is happening. It's insane. So he says the Russia-Ukraine war will be over by January 15th. Let's see. I mean, they're already talking about it's over. It's done. What's going to happen to the dancing 𝗬𝗶𝗍𝗂? That's going to be interesting to see. So Stuart Swerdlow, Susan Bradford, Alpha Warriors coming back on. Craig Lund, Silicone Satan, the author of Silicone Satan. He's coming on with 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗁. That's coming real soon. And folks, without further ado, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, whatever your little heart desires. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Yeah, let's go. All right. I just don't like the way he yells. It's just too much on my ears. Well, turn it down then, baby. Yeah. You got to make this entertaining, right? I got to have fun with the apocalypse. The end of the world. You know, it's just what it is. So Epstein Files Holiday Countdown. And I'm going to discuss the Rob Reiner, Castle Rock, and Obama connection. Because they are connected. Isn't it funny every time there's going to be an Epstein release party, someone dies? Gene Hackman died of hantavirus, right? Was it the mouse virus? And now Rob Reiner and his wife, Gene Hackman and his wife, and now Rob Reiner and his wife get their son the night they were supposed to meet the Obamas. What else is the connection? Castle Rock. How many of you know what happened at Castle Rock? Who was in charge of the production, baby? Yeah, okay, so you all are. Gene Hackman died of heart failure and his wife died of hanta. Gene Hackman died this way. That's what they told us. Don't you understand? Don't you know they told us that he died from a heart attack? Don't you know they own it all? They own the media. They own the police force. And whatever story they're going to contrive, they all better go along with it. You don't get that yet? You don't? Then this program is not for you. This program is not for you. If you're still there, if you're still in kindergarten, you're not going to get the PhD. Okay? Sorry. This show's not for you. If you're still at that level, if you're still there, if you're still at that very elementary kindergarten, you're still playing with blocks and shit, stay there. Stay there. But if you're ready to move on and elevate out of that, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. So, Epstein files are to be released no later than Friday the 19th. On the eve of the Christmas holidays. Now, what would be a great distraction? Now, I think in my mind, you know, despite what the narratives they're telling you, I think this shit's all connected. And I'm just going to go into this. The deadline for the release of the Epstein files, meaning the unclassified Department of Justice records related to Jeffrey Epstein and associated investigations, is Friday, December 19th, 2025. This is the date by which the Epstein Files Transparency Act requires the DOJ to publicly make the documents available, subject to limited exemptions for victim privacy or ongoing investigations. So could we just see a bunch of garbage redacted? Yeah, for me personally, I'm not expecting much. Can you blame me? But I'm not expecting much. But let's say they're anticipating something in there. Could we see some kind of distraction to take the place or to distract the masses of this release? Now, you've heard a lot of people say, I'm one of them, that logically thinking, common sense tells me that they could make a big move during this Epstein release. They know more indictments are coming. They know an executive order is coming. They know a national emergency is coming. So who's going to make the first move? Could it come around the time of the Epstein release of some kind of event? I'm just asking the question. Right now, it's anyone's guess, folks. It really is anyone's guess. And could we see more celebrities or self-deleted? Don't worry, they'll blame it on something like, oh, he had a heart attack. Oh, yeah, he was sick. He was sick. Oh, that makes sense. But the people on the inside know, ooh, they got to that motherfucker. They got to that guy. So could we see more celebrity self-delete? I told you we're going to come into a month or a period of time where a lot of self-deleting happens. Self-deleting, people turning on each other, rolling over on each other. This is all coming. Is there any connection to Rob Reiner and his wife's death to the Epstein list or Castle Rock Studios? Well, we know he's co-founder of Castle Rock Studios, and allegedly, rumors have it, Castle Rock is where the White House studio was for Biden. And all roads lead to who? Obama. And who was he going to meet that night? Obama. Yeah. I'll put the pieces of the puzzle together for you. Now, you don't have to believe it. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to connect some dots here. Some synchronicities. I mean, who manufactured and ran the entire Biden presidency? All roads lead to who? You guessed it. Isn't the rumor that they needed Castle Rock Studios to accomplish this deceitful deed? Could all roads lead to you-know-who sitting in the fortress of Castle Rock that Rob Reiner helped to construct and build? I mean, Barack and Michelle were scheduled to meet with Rob Reiner the night of. Just saying, I'm just putting together some pieces. Anyone else making these connections here? Or am I the only one? Call me crazy. Remember, folks, as the wheels of justice continue to grind, more people will jump ship and begin turning on each other and pointing fingers. There's no stopping what's coming. But I am still under the Look, I really believe that we are going to see arrests. We are going to see some self-deleting. We are going to see justice. But I still am under the belief that it'll all, and I hate to say this, and I know a lot of you are not going to agree with me on this, but it's all going to be just the darkness handing off the light, the keys to the light, same machine, same hand controlling everything. That's where my mind's going with all this. And I'm not saying Trump is wittingly a part of this. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm hoping Israel is saved for last. I'm not banking on it. I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. I still see a lot of deception playing out on both sides. And I'm still going biblical with this. I still trust Jesus Christ. I still trust God. And that's the only thing you should have your faith in. And I think Candace Owens proved it the other night. She built everybody up for this big climax. And then on the money shot, that's it. What was that? It's like, okay. Just goes to show. More mysterious and violent murders will occur. We are now coming into the eve of the Epstein release. Venezuelan strikes. Tina Peters release. Election executive order. National emergency. More indictments and arrests. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm enjoying the shit out of this show. But I think we're still going to the same place by the year 2030, 2032. I think AI surveillance will be in charge of everything. I think a new money system will be in place, and it'll ultimately be the beast system. Now, that's, call me negative, whatever. This is why I think we all need to be very close to God and really put your trust and faith in God, not a man, not any man on this planet, God. I sure love the Starbucks coffee. And they know this is all coming. They understand it. They know it's all coming. And that is why they're going to throw a Hail Mary, a big Hail Mary pass to steal attention away from what they perceive to be the arrest and indictments. Alex Jones reports, and I like to report on Alex Jones is still one of my favorite guys out there, man. I think he's been pulled in different directions, but I still like Alex Jones. I still watch a lot of his stuff. Alex Jones reports, breaking exclusive. Now, you all fact check this if you want. Dan Bongino's staff has quit. His office is empty, and he is set to officially resign within the next 48 hours. Dan Bongino set to resign in the next 48 hours is what he's saying. Top FBI whistleblower 𝗂𝗂𝗏 breaks down the latest developments and makes major new predictions on the future of the FBI, DOJ, and Trump. Now, I've heard Pam Bondi's going to be shipping out pretty soon as well. Now, we'll see if that happens. I don't know. That's just the chatter behind the scenes. Trump announces prime time address to the nation tonight. President Donald Trump will give an address to the nation live from the White House on Wednesday night, tonight. He announced on social media yesterday, "My fellow Americans, I will be giving an address to the nation tomorrow night, live from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you all there." All right. Leaked Epstein files, talking points instruct Republicans how to point blame away from Trump. So I like to bring these articles out every now and then and read the bullshit that they're putting out there. A leaked memo, who fucking knows, right? Who knows? A leaked memo that circulated through Congress Tuesday details talking points Republicans are expected to use when talking about the Epstein files as a way to protect President Donald Trump. Obviously, this is a left-leaning syndicate, conveying an image of a party resigned to the fact that those files will indeed be published on Friday and that their leader will be implicated in one of the most extensive international sex trafficking operations in recent history. I beg to differ. I think this will be what sets the guy free and implicates a lot of other people. Just saying. The memo, first published by Fox News, outlines how congressional Republicans should direct any discussion surrounding the contents of the Epstein files away from Trump, and outlined a list of accusations to allege against journalists and Democratic lawmakers. In essence, the memo gives step-by-step instructions on how to utilize a psychological manipulation tactic known as DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender, in order to brush aside any alleged wrongdoing by the president while villainizing his opposition and framing Trump as the victim. Democrats have demonstrated a sustained pattern of misconduct, the memo reads, to fabricate yet another politically motivated hoax targeting President Trump. As a result, nothing Democrats post or leak on this matter can be taken at face value. Equally troubling, much of the legacy media has uncritically applied or amplified these falsehoods, acting as a willing conduit rather than performing basic due diligence. Missing from the documents are any points that refute the accuracy of legitimacy of the actual contents of the Epstein files, or any calls for accountability for the alleged conspirators, co-conspirators or conspirators. Instead, Republicans have been given marching orders to endlessly litigate to the press how the information has been released, and then attack the press for not sugarcoating the contents of the files. The blame game begins, and they have the playbook, is what they're saying. So I think this is going to backfire on everybody, and we're about to see it. It's going to be a very interesting time. Very interesting time, and I think that we could see some kind of, something, terror event, some kind of event to take the place, to steal the media's attention away from what's going to be in there. I think, let me get from my audience. Let me see what you say. Put it in the comments. A big nothing burger? Or do you think it's going to be, most of it's redacted or unredacted? Put redacted or unredacted or nothing burger, or it's going to be an explosive release. Explosive release or nothing burger. Let me know in the comments. I'm looking at them. You can't blame me. I think some names will be named. But I think a lot will be redacted. Big nothing burger. Most people are saying redacted, nothing burger, nothing burger. Let's see. And every now and then I comb through X to see what's out there. Joshua Hall on X, Breaking, Director of National Intelligence 𝗬𝗨cie 𝗂𝘁 has opened an investigation of electronic voting in the United States, and all of those occurred in our country. As a result of it, the Trump administration is switching our elections to paper ballots with voting on election day only. I'll say that again. Let me repeat that. The Trump administration is switching our elections to paper ballots with voting on election day only. Hold on. Who said that? Who's been saying that for the last year or longer? Gee, one of my guests has been saying this. Could it be 𝗬𝗏? Could it be? Gee, I think so. Wow, pretty amazing how he's always ahead of the ball, right? I got to give credit where credit's due. I just do. If Democrats refuse to comply with these election reform measures and continue to leave our elections susceptible to massive voter fraud, then there is talk about a 2026 midterms potentially being suspended until this major national security issue. Wait, wait, could there be a national emergency that Trump declares? Gee, it's all kind of adding up right here. An existential threat to our republic is addressed. So they may suspend the election if this is not properly addressed. This is great news and a huge win for election integrity. Huge win for election integrity. Thank you to 𝗫𝗍 𝗂𝘶, a true patriot, and the Trump administration for having the guts to secure our elections after years of election. A massive Democrat voter. Wow. So it all adds up. Kind of makes sense, right? So if you listen to my guests on 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗏, Juan, 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗁𝗂𝘁, 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏, I lay it out for you all to put the pieces together yourself. And isn't it adding up and coming together quite beautifully? You are welcome. Yeah. Woo. Look, I'm sweating. It's pretty hot in here. Sancho gets pretty hot sometimes. 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗁𝗂𝗁𝗂 did say this. Did swirt 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗁𝗂𝗁𝗂, did he say January 15th? Did he say by January 15th the Ukraine and Russian war would end? What was the date? It was January something. I can't remember. I think I'm going to go January 15th. I think he said January 15th. Put it in here if you guys remember. Well, he sent me an article. Moscow and London, Russian deputy. So the Russia and Ukraine on the verge of a deal to end the war. Deputy foreign minister says. Yeah, he said January 15th. All right. So let's see. Russian deputy foreign minister Sergei 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 told ABC News during an exclusive interview on Monday that he believes the warning parties are on the verge of a diplomatic solution to end Moscow's war. Zelensky, you're in deep shit now. Oh, boy. We are prepared to have a deal. 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 said, and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Government. The deputy foreign minister added that he hoped an agreement would be reached sooner rather than later. U.S. administration officials signaled on Monday that a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine may be closer than ever, telling reporters on the condition of anonymity that literally 90% of the issues between the two warring countries have been solved. Do you guys like my new mic by any chance? Do you guys like the new mic? I'm trying to upgrade. Do you guys think I should do something with my background also? I think I'm going to start making little upgrades, make it more, I don't know. What's the word? Ambiance pleasing. I don't know. So we're looking at the Russian-Ukraine war to be ending pretty soon. I have 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗁𝗂 on today. I got a feeling like I have I got a sneaky suspicion. That's what Judge Brown says. I got a sneaky suspicion. I got a feeling like 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗁𝗂 has like abilities, like has weird abilities. I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's something there, man. I don't know. Like out of this world shit. U.S. military says deadly strikes carried on vessels in Eastern Pacific. The U.S. military has launched a fresh round of deadly strikes on foreign vessels suspected of trafficking narcotics. The U.S. Southern Command posted footage of the strikes on social media on Monday, announcing it had hit three vessels in international waters, killing a total of 8 men. Intelligence confirmed that the vessels were transiting along known narco-trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific and were engaged in narco-trafficking, U.S. Southern Command said on a post on X. The black and white footage showed the vessels moving through the water before being consumed by large explosions. See, during this time, if Alex was here, he'd be showing like a visual. But since he's not here, I'm doing it the getaway. Oh, I forgot to do my timer, too. Let me do that. All right, I'll do it timer right here. All right. The U.S. has struck more than 20 vessels in the Pacific and the Caribbean near Venezuela as part of Donald Trump's escalating campaign against drug trafficking in the region. At least 90 suspected drug smugglers have been killed in the process. The use of the military to attack suspected drug vessels marks a stark departure from historical precedent. The attacks have come under increasing scrutiny, with some legal experts saying the amount of unlawful extrajudicial killings. They amount to unlawful extrajudicial killings. How dare you declare war on drug dealers? What's wrong with you? They have a life too. They have families they have to support. Who cares that they're killing a lot of people? What does it matter to you? Trump declares Venezuelan regime a foreign terrorist organization, orders oil tankers blockade. Now, where did you hear that first? Once again on Nino's Corner.tv. Yeah, Mike Fury. Go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. It's last week. Just hitting it's hot off the press today, but we talked about this last week. Defense contractor Mike Fury brought the goods on Nino's Corner.tv. President Donald Trump on Tuesday ordered a total blockade of oil tankers entering or leaving Venezuela, declaring Nicolas Maduro regime a foreign terrorist organization and accusing it of using stolen U.S. assets to finance terrorism, trafficking, and other criminal activity. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. Trump said on Truth Social, it will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before. Wow, that's a big threat. That's a serious threat. Until such time as they return to the United States of America, all of the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us. So it's all coming back to us. We're basically like pirates out there. Arr! The illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from these stolen oil fields to finance themselves. Drugs, terrorism, human trafficking, kidnapping, he continued. For the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking, the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Yeah. Woo. So 𝗓𝗓 was on my program last night, and he said that he thinks that there's a body double, that Maduro right now has a body double that's out there doing the, don't worry, be happy, we want peace, we want peace. I don't know if you all saw that ridiculous charade. Anyway, 𝗓𝗓 seems to believe now. 𝗓𝗓 was a submarine code breaker in the military. So, and he knows a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So I like to bring him on. Now, he's a little woo-woo out there for a lot of you. I understand that. He talks a lot about the alien agenda, the Galactic Federation, the whole thing. But, you know, I think he has a leg to stand on. So I like to bring him on. And he says that Maduro has been replaced. So what we're looking at right now is body double. And if you think about it, Maduro's lost like 30, 40 pounds. But that could be due to stress. Anybody would be stressed out right now. You had the fucking military in your backyard, the entire military. Yeah, I'd be stressed out too. But what do you all think? Body double? He says that he believes that Maduro escaped. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I lay it out for you all to play it out. Mark Kelly. Let's talk about Mark Kelly breaking the office of the Secretary of War in conjunction with the Department of War's Office of the General Counsel is escalating the preliminary review of Captain Mark Kelly, USN to an official command investigation. Retired Captain Kelly is currently under investigation for serious allegations of misconduct. He's part of the seditious six. Further, Official comments will be limited to preserve the integrity of the proceedings. Department of War official. So I think, I don't know. At the very least, Mark Kelly's going to come out and make an apology statement, or kind of like Candace Owens. That's pretty much what we watched the other night, right? Shabbat shalom. I bet you they're in there like, Candace, signal to us that you understand before you start your podcast. Pay homage to Israel. Shabbat shalom. Breaking: President Trump just declared fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah, I'd say so. The critical step unleashes every tool to combat the cartels and foreign networks responsible for flooding communities with this deadly substance, the leading cause of death among Americans aged 15 to 45. Well, I missed that. I really did miss that boat. If I was still partying, I wonder if I would have taken that shit. I was like, I used to take a mouthful of everything. I'd be like, give it to me. Let me have it. I'm Superman. I really thought like I could take anything until I almost died twice. Trump's post on Rob Reiner sparks outrage from lawmakers and celebrities. Celebrities and lawmakers from both of the U.S.'s major political parties are condemning Donald Trump after the president blamed the death of Rob Reiner on what he described as the acclaimed Hollywood director's dislike of him. After the apparent killings of Reiner, 78, God, man, imagine making it to 78 years old and being stabbed to death. You go out like that. And his 68-year-old wife, Michelle, who were both found dead in their home Sunday. God, it just reminds me of Gene Hackman and his wife. It's the same type of thing. In the Brentwood section of Los Angeles, Trump took to social media. Excuse me, folks. Let me turn the page right here. Sorry. Media to call the director tortured and struggling. Tortured and struggling. Now that's pretty, tortured and struggling. Maybe he was being given an ultimatum, like come clean with this Castle Rock bullshit. The White House, the whole thing. Maybe he was going to be a star witness. Maybe he was going to be, maybe he was going to have a major testimony with Castle Rock and the White House. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there for you all to put it together yourselves. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot here that seems suspicious to me. I mean, Castle Rock Studios, allegations of Castle Rock Studios being the place where Biden was in the White House, a fake White House. I don't know those allegations. I don't know what you all think. Huh? What's your thoughts? Trump also claimed Reiner died due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. Trump had no pity on this guy, by the way. None. He didn't say, even when other people have died, you've seen Trump say, oh my gosh, my prayers out to them. I'm sorry. Rob Reiner dies. He's like, he was a mess. He was Trump derangement syndrome. So what did Rob Reiner do that pissed Trump off so bad? I mean, yeah, he was against Trump, but there are a lot of people against Trump, and Trump just said, well, my prayers are with him. But this particular guy, I don't know. He really went out on a limb to like tear him down. And I'm just saying, is it because of Castle Rock? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. All roads lead to who? Yeah, you guessed it. All roads lead to where? Well, if there's the man behind the curtain in his palace, right? Let's look at the palace. Where would the palace be? Oh, Castle Rock. Castle Rock would be the palace that the man behind the curtain is. Now, who's the man behind the curtain? I think there's layers to this curtain, but the first guy that we're going to see is Obama, baby. Yeah. And maybe Rob Reiner right next to him. I don't know. Just thoughts. I don't know. Just putting it out there. Inside Hollywood's tragedy, Nick Reiner's relapse and the killings of Rob and Michelle Reiner. Now, I don't know how they get these things done. I really don't. I think it was a hit. That's my personal opinion on this. Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle had every reason to be at Conan O'Brien's festive early Christmas party in the Pacific Palisades on Saturday night. Oh, interesting. His house didn't burn down, did it? Where guests were decked out in suits and fancy dresses. But one stood out. Their 32-year-old son, Nick, who had been in rehab for at least 17 times. 17. There's that number again. 17 times. You got to pay attention to things like this. 17 times for addiction and mental health struggles. Showed up to the very... Folks, this is how they talk to each other. This is how they talk to each other. They use numbers and codes. So, yeah, call me crazy. Where's my tinfoil hat? It's the truth. 17 times for addiction and mental health struggles. Showed up to the very... That's probably right there. They're probably saying, yep, that's our guy. 17. So he's been in there 17 times for addiction and mental health struggles. Showed up to the very formal party in a hoodie. Oh, gee, that's not suspicious. A source told TMZ Monday. Nick was freaking everyone out, acting crazy, kept asking people if they were famous. Another source told People. Even a broadening, incoherent Nick Reiner may have been known to some of the guests, but he only spoke at length with two, his famous father and his mom, a producer and photographer. What ensued was a very loud argument that could have been staged, and certainly not the first trio ever had, but the latest flashpoint of a violent relationship that the father and son had documented and collaborated on for the quasi-autobiographical 2015 film Being Charlie. Now, Craig Lund, I don't know if you've seen Craig Lund on my show. Well, you guys seen him on Silicon Satan. He said, Dave, this was a hit. This was a sacrifice. This is how they work. I'm going to bring Craig Lund and 𝗬𝗂𝗁𝗂 on my show on ninoscorner.tv to talk more about this and how we can see more. He says this was the first of the first set of three. First set of three being Charlie Kirk, Rob Reiner, and his wife. So I don't know. Let's hear him out. Let's see what he has to say. It should be very interesting. Should be a very interesting conversation. The SIF on X. Does this tie Obama into the mix? Obama, CIA director, the director of national intelligence, and a Hollywood movie director plotted together to take down and frame Trump with a threat they made up, which never really existed in the first place. This should tell you everything you need to know and just how shady, corrupt, and evil these people really are. They literally used a Hollywood director to solidify the coup against Trump and the American people. John Brennan literally would have Tuesday morning kill meetings with Obama every week. James Clapper was just a yes man with a lot of pull because he was Obama's DNI. And Rob Reiner was the Hollywood director to put the whole plan together, working with real intelligence officials in a way to sell it and present it to the American people. Who really was Rob Reiner, and why was he meeting with intelligence officials about Trump on the threat that was fake? The plot thickens. The plot thickens. And then he says here, you were literally watching a movie. Does it make sense yet? I tend to agree with this guy. I think there's a lot of connections here. So let's talk about Candace Owens just for a quick second. She was MAGA's favorite conspiracist. Then she dug into Charlie Kirk's killing. On her way to becoming one of the most prominent voices in right-wing media, Candace Owens has suggested the plot to exterminate black babies, blame school shootings on the hey crowd movement, and dismiss the moon landing as a fake. And I agree with all of those statements, to be quite honest. She's not wrong in any of that. But something happened to Candace recently. I don't know if her next show she'll come out swinging, but this last show, Shabbat Shalom, and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you what I heard from Candace Owens. With that, I watched 10 minutes of it, and this is what I heard. This is exactly what I heard. This right here. This is what I heard from Candace Owens. That's what I heard. I don't know what you all heard, but that's exactly what I heard. So Now, what do you think is going to happen to Candace Owens? Well, what do I think is going to happen? I think she's going to lose a lot of her base unless she makes up for it the next show. I don't know what they told her in those 4 hours. I don't know how this went down, but it definitely changed everything about her demeanor. It was like a different person, kind of like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin after the moon landing, right? Same shit. That's how powerful these people really are. And with that being said, lose some weight. We've all seen the headlines that talk about Ozempic and similar miracle weight loss shots, but what most people don't realize is this. A major analysis just found out that people who stopped taking these weight loss injections gain nearly all their weight back within a year. Yep. That's the catch. These drugs only work while you're taking them, and they're expensive, and at the moment you stop, your body fights back. This is why I like BioTrust GLP-1 Elevate, and everyone is obsessed with the weight management results I've seen with it, folks. It helps my body naturally trigger the same hunger-controlling, craving-reducing signals that Ozempic would, but without the needles, prescriptions, or scary side effects. It also promotes safety and fullness, helps reduce hunger hormones, supports fat loss instead of muscle loss, and helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels. For a limited time, you can grab a bag of BioTrust GLP-1 Elevate for 40% off at Trim with Nino. Plus, you'll also receive a 60-day satisfaction guarantee with free express shipping and subscriptions. Once again, go to Trim with Nino, folks, and get started on that. So, I don't know what you all think. Let me see in the chat. Right now. What's your thoughts? Okay, let's put it this way. Yes or no? Will you keep watching Candace Owens, or no? Are you done with her? Because I'll tell you what, folks. That was a flop. That was a flop if I've ever seen one. Like, that was the letdown of letdowns. I don't know how. So there's a few people saying yes, never did. I never did watch her. Yes, ride or die. Nah, once people show me something like that, I can't get on board. Now, maybe she can make up for it in the next broadcast, but the Shabbat Shalom thing was like in your fucking face. That was like this to you guys, okay? Yeah, I'm saying it. Deal with it. What? I don't know. Flag linked to Christian nationalism. January Education Department. A top official of the U.S. Department of Education has been keeping a controversial flag linked to Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism. It's just funny to even say that. It sounds so stupid. And the January 6th insurrection hung outside his office, according to the agency's union and department employee who observed it. It's the latest in a series of instances in which the flag, which depicts a pine tree and the words "an appeal to heaven," oh, that's terrorism right there, has been associated with agencies and figures at the highest levels of federal government. Though long tied to the American Revolution, the banner in more recent years has been accepted primarily by evangelical Christian nationalist groups, as well as the Proud Boys and certain neo-Nazi groups, according to the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism, an independent nonprofit organization. It was flown in 2021 by rioters at the U.S. Capitol. Yes, sure it was. As they tried to prevent Congress from certifying the 2020 presidential election results, which they say in here, which was a conspiracy. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, got it. The symbol's emergence of the agency responsible for overseeing billions of dollars in federal funding for the nation's schools is already raising concerns about the separation of church and state. And I don't know about you all, but I've seen a lot of churches lately, especially here in El Paso, flying the colorful flag. You know which one that is. Hey. That flag. I'm all about Bible studies at home now. I don't really like to go out. I don't really like to be around a lot of people. I've noticed as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more of a fucking introvert. I'm a recluse. I just like to be left alone at my house. That's it. Just leave me alone. Let me have my Starbucks. That's it. I mean, I've come to that point in my life. I'm talking to a therapist right now, trying to deal with my parents' situation. And he's telling me, he's like, Dave, you got to get out. Go to an AA meeting at least. I'm like, I don't want to go to that. I don't want to hear other people's problems. And I got my own problems. And I don't know. I just, I really, the last 6 years, I've lost a lot of friends. I mean, they invite me out. They say, come out and have a drink with it. I don't drink, so I can't go out with them. But what am I going to, otherwise, I have no interest for small talk. I don't want to go out and meet with anybody to do what? To do what? What am I going to do? Like, oh, how's the family? Oh, it's great. Great. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, I got to go now. See you later. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to talk about. I don't want to talk about anything. I'm busy doing podcasts. I'm busy working. And it's like guys, the way guys interact and hang out, man, it's like, what do we do? Play board games? We're not doing that. But what are you going to do? What guys usually do, especially alpha males, let's go out and have a drink, man. Let's go talk. And you hit on chicks and you do stuff like that. But now I'm like the older 40, so I look like the old guy. I'm not the champ. I'm the chump now. It feels like, I'd rather just avoid all of that. And I don't feel like going to have lunch with anybody. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have lunch with anybody. For what? Oh, thanks. Oh, I'll get it. You want to get it? No, I'll get it. Let me get it. No, you get it. Okay, I'll get it. It's for what? I don't know. To be honest, the only real fun I had was when I was drinking. When I was drinking was fun. That's why I did it. And it was fun to drink, pick up on chicks, and have a really good time. I don't know. Being sober now, it's a different life. It's definitely a different life. I don't know. Eat some. Yeah. Trump expected to sign an order moving to reclassify cannabis and open up medical potential. I thought about maybe I'll start smoking some weed. I can't do that either because I'm not motivated. And second, I'm not motivated. And third, I'm not motivated. And fourth, the big one, actually, the first one, it should be, I'm paranoid on that shit. And everyone's like, well, let's just try a different strain. Try something else. I'm like, no, dude, I can't. And you know what? When I have more shit going on in my life and I try to smoke a little bit of that stuff, I can't. It's, no, it's not good. It's like, it makes me paranoid. Yeah, when I have a lot of shit going on in my life, it just does not interact with my body well at all. I go dark really fast. Buy a video game. Maybe I should get absorbed into video games. I don't know. Right now it's podcasts. If I start doing video games, I'll do less podcasts. So you all decide. If you want me to do video games, and if I start getting addicted to video games, you won't see me anymore. All right. Trump expected to sign an order moving to reclassify cannabis and open up medical potential. President Donald Trump is expected to sign an executive order as soon as this week that would fast track the reclassification of cannabis and acknowledge its medical benefits for the first time at the federal level. 4 people with direct knowledge of the plans told NBC News. Cannabis is classified in the same category. This is ridiculous. As heroin and LSD under the Controlled Substances Act of 1970. Moving the drug from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 would ease regulatory hurdles and allow the Food and Drug Administration to study cannabis for medical purposes, potentially opening it up for a wider medical use by seniors, veterans, and others as a pharmaceutical, irrespective of state laws. I don't know what you all think of this. I don't know. You all decide. And, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 has talked about 3i Atlas extensively on my program, and I brought this article out. He sent this to me last night. Space agencies conducting largest ever planetary defense drill with 3i Atlas approaching. You're kidding me. It's a practice run for Armageddon. With 3i Atlas days away from making its closest approach to Earth, agencies worldwide are conducting the largest and most extensive planetary defense drill with the goal of protecting ourselves against future threats from beyond. What? This is an excellent opportunity for observers around the world to practice tracking where a comet is in the sky should a hazardous comet to Earth ever be found, says NASA. They cited the fact that we've been able to monitor the cosmic interloper for such a long time. The trial run, which began on November 27th and runs through January 2026, was launched by the International Asteroid Warning Network, a worldwide coalition of space experts, including NASA, the European Space Agency, and more than 23 nations. I don't know if you all buy into this. I'm under the belief now, just me. You all believe what you want, but I think there's firmament. And I don't believe we went to the moon. Okay. And I'm not under the belief that the earth is flat like a disc. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, they're not telling us. And I think there's something up there they're trying to get through. And that's why every time Elon blasts a rocket, it fails, it hits the dome, or it looks like it's going through like a jet boat going through water. It just doesn't add up to me. And then I look at the sky's blue, and they say, oh, well, it's because of this, and then I don't know. It looks like water to me. And I'm just saying, I don't know. They call me crazy. In what the fuck news, dad of 4 killed by sharks off Israel was attacked by species believed to be harmless. Oh, really? They're called sharks for a reason. The father of 4 who was killed by sharks while snorkeling solo off the coast of Israel. Man, dude, snorkeling? Was attacked by a school of dusky sharks, which are typically harmless to humans, according to researchers. See, with all the things changing within the water, the climate, the whole thing, I don't think you can trust going in the water at all. That's me. That's what I say. Barak Zach, who lived near Tel Aviv and with his family, was captured on video being dragged out to sea by a shiver of sharks. And he tried in vain to push the advancing predators away with his GoPro stick. Witnesses at the beach in Hadera told local outlets that they had heard him shouting for help before he was yanked under. Soon after, the water was stained red. Months after the fatal attack, a group of scientists determined that Zach's death was the first known instance of the docile dusky shark ever killing a human being, according to a report published in the journal. The scientists used a cluster of Zach's human remains discovered a day after his death to confirm that he was devoured by several sharks. Man, you got to respect nature, right? I mean, I've stopped going into the water. I used to be, man, I remember I used to go with my friends and we'd go into the ocean at Huntington Beach and we'd swim as far as we could just to see who could make it out the farthest. I look back on that now and I'm like, that was crazy. That was stupid. I mean, even to the point where the lifeguard had to jump off and come try to find us. I mean, we were stupid. I mean, don't you ever think of that dumb shit you did as a youngster, when you were younger? And you're like, dude, something really bad could have happened to that. I mean, I just don't go in the water anymore. I don't trust it. I think everything's changed. Nature's different now. It doesn't know what it's doing, and I'm not going to be the tester. Okay? I don't want to swim in the ocean. I see people jumping off boats all the time into the water. I'm like, you don't know what's around you. Call out or whatever. Have you seen the documentary of the girl that swims with sharks? Have you seen this? It's on Netflix. She swims with sharks, no protection, nothing. I think she swims with a great white. Dude, it's only a matter of time. It's no different than the guy. Oh, but I can feel the shark's energy. I'm a shark. My last life, I was a shark. That's how woo-woo these people are. My last life, I was a shark. I have a shark's soul. I have a shark's soul. Yes. I want to mate with a shark. I want to get out there and mate with a shark. She's out there swimming with a shark. And it's only a matter of time. It's the same thing as the guy on the motorcycle on the crotch rocket that goes, and goes through the cars. You're like, oh, only a matter of time, douchebag. Why? Oh, but I can feel the traffic. I'm one with the traffic. I can feel the traffic as I'm going through the cars until you go through a windshield. Yeah, and I was just watching the grizzly bear guy that got eaten by grizzlies. And there was the audio of him getting attacked by grizzlies. It's like, dude, what do you expect? You're crouching on their land. You know, you're around all these. You don't think they're going to look at you if they're hungry and be like, I'm kind of hungry. What does that taste like? That's all it takes. One time, one thought to creep into that bear's mind and go like, he's kind of annoying. He's kind of annoying. He's always around us. I kind of want to be left the fuck alone. I'm just going to see what he tastes like. Right? I mean, that's all you got. That's it. And he thought he was one of the bears. He thought he was a bear. He's a big teddy bear. Big teddy bear. Oh, boy. Well, I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate you all tuning in today. Thank you. I'll be back with Alex on Friday, and I'll be doing it from a disclosed location in New Mexico. I'm going to take off today. I have a little bit of time to get some air. I've been here in I've been in ICU for 3 months with my dad. I finally get a break, and I'm going to take it for a few days, but I will be doing my morning show from wherever I'm at. So I'll be there. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you Friday, and I'll probably put up a killer show tomorrow. I'm going to be on with Craig Lung, 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗄𝗁. I got 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 today. So I'll see you all on Friday, unless I premiere a show for tomorrow. All right, folks. I'm out of here. And the new heavyweight champion that needs deodorant and the black sheep of broadcasting. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Later.